Hi guys, Virginia here and I'm back with another 12 by 12 process video for you today, and this one's for the Kitaholic Kits using the gorgeous 8-ball kit. So I wanted to use one of the exclusive cut files for this layout, and it's this really pretty kind of geometric heart, and there's some florals and hearts and the word love in it, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I also really wanted to make sure that I use this floral pattern paper that was in the kit as well. So what I have done is, I wasn't filming it, but I traced around the edges of each section of the heart that had I guess a design in it already, so the pieces that had the florals and the hearts, and I cut them out of the wood grain paper, and I'm going to go ahead and back each of them just with wood grain, just to kind of let that white detail in the cut file shine on its own with a solid background. Well, the wood grain reads as a solid to me anyway. So that's all I've done there, is cut that out, and then I'm just gluing it to the back of it. No dimension or anything on that, and we'll skip to, they're all done now. You can see that wood grain, and then for the rest of the heart I wanted to feature this really busy, bright and bold floral pattern paper. So I'm just going to trace around the outside of the heart with a pencil, just super quickly do that, and then I can cut it out. But for this pattern paper I am going to bump that cut file up on a bit of foam to give it a bit of dimension, and just for a real pop of interest. So I'm going to go ahead with my foam tape. I'm just going to trim it down super thin, and I've chosen the white foam tape because it's white, because this cut file has got a nice thin border and I didn't want any of the foam showing for this one. So I've gone ahead and done that entire cut file, and I'm just going to remove the backing and then prop it up on that gorgeous pattern heart. So now I can go through and find something for the background. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I thought white might be a good option, so I pulled that out first, but then I set it on top of that wood grain paper, and you can see that I actually really like that touch of wood grain that was peeking through. So I will just for just to make sure that I was happy, I did flick through the other pattern papers, but decided I actually really liked that initial idea or happy coincidence that happened with the white kind of offset on that wood grain background. So I'm just trimming, I think I did 1/2 inch off two sides of that white cardstock. I'll trim off the branding strip off this wood grain paper. Just do that super quickly, and then I'm going to kind of add this white cardstock on a bit of an angle on that pattern paper. At first I was going to do it straight, but I really liked the idea of this, and then that giant cut file heart can kind of sit on the wood grain and the white as well, so it all kind of ties it all together. So I've just adhered that white cardstock to that wood grain pattern paper. I'm going to trim off the excess of that white cardstock. Just do that super quickly, and then I can just find a spot for my heart. So it's going to sit like that. I've decided I like the wood grain, the bulk of it to the left, so I can go ahead and back my photo with some pattern papers. Excuse me, I've got a massive frog in my throat today. Namely some kind of masculine colours. I think that's what drew me to the wood grain as well. The photos of my husband on our wedding day, I've done this one in colour, but he's waiting at the altar and his mum is fixing up his tie for him. It's just a really lovely little moment, and so I wanted to document that. So like I said, I'm just backing that photo with I guess more boyish colours. I mean, I'm going to bring in pink as one of my layers. It's just to tie it in with all those florals in the background, but for the most part I've chosen those blues and aquas and stuff that we've got going on. Okay, so I'm going to start going through the die cuts now. We've got this fun little sentiment on that blue die cut piece that said time to shine, and I thought that was perfect for the photo, so that went on there immediately. And I'm just going to go through and find some other bits and pieces. I did a cut out a piece from one of the pattern papers, just tuck that under the photo. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with by means of embellishing at this point. I just kind of had this idea of using this heart and the wood grain and stuff So we're just going to kind of build on things at the moment. I'm going to bring in some of those floral die cuts just because, why not? Another one. I did think that this was going to be my last layout using this kit for the month for Kitaholic Kits. I think that's why I was focused on trying to get some of those florals used on this layer as well, but it turns out it's not. You'll get an extra one using this kit. So I'll be doing 5 videos this month, but that's for you guys to wait and see. So again, just sifting through those die cuts, there was a little heart on this one here. I didn't particularly like the shape of that other piece, so I just cut the heart out. I mean, use what you can off die cuts. If you find them tricky to use, make them work for you. That's the best advice I can give anyone, is just make them work for you. Don't worry about if you waste half of it, or I can still add part of that circle underneath the bottom of a cluster or work it in somewhere, but at least I know that I have made an effort to kind of use it by cutting out that heart. So just use what works for you. Okay, a couple of little banners I thought about bringing in as well. I'm going to fuss around with them for quite a while. I don't think that pink one makes it. Well, it might do. But that blue one is up at the top, and that's going to form a cluster up there. So we've got kind of 3 clusters forming now. We've got one to the left of that heart, and then one with my photo, and then one up that top right corner as well, just to bring a bit of balance to the page, because everything is quite weighted at the bottom of that heart with the photo. So I want to kind of bring some clusters to the page. I'm going to fussy cut out a little label from the cutter parts. These have been great to add pops of colour within my layers this month. I've really enjoyed cutting them out and adding them amongst my layers. I'm going to look through the clear stickers, see what I can bring in from there. Got a little clear flower, so I'm going to tuck that in up under there as a layer. I'm going to add another one just under here, and this is kind of the perfect time to use them because I've got a white cardstock background, so they work really well for this layout. Some little X's, I'm going to add them, and a little geometric heart. I did know that I wanted to use that one because it went really well with the cut files, so that's going to sit up there. I do end up moving it a bit shortly as well. I'm going to replace that blue little banner die cut with a little sticker, and I'm just going to kind of continue adding pieces. We've got a large floral sticker. I'm just adding to that cluster up there, just kind of beefing things up at the moment now. A little heart sticker, some more hearts. Just kind of adding them, scattering some colour out onto that white cardstock background. And I was having to use my craft knife just to get those stickers off the page. I think it might have been my first layout. I had trouble getting them off. They hadn't quite been cut all the way through, and that's okay if you just get a little knife. Or put maybe the edge of your scissors might work. If you just cut around the edge a little bit, they come off just fine. Okay, so we've got a few little clear stickers, I think. No, they were just normal sticker butterflies. I've just popped them on white cardstock so that they won't stick onto the page, and then I've fussy cut them out so that I can use them as if they were a die cut. There we go. I'm just moving that clear heart sticker just to kind of connect everything into toward that heart in the center a bit better. And I'm going to start adhering everything down pretty much now. So that little aqua banner's going on some foam. Little die cut leaf, another little leaf, just going to tuck in there, just getting my layers sorted. Little flowers. I'm going to cut the white edge off this heart that I fussy cut out. I didn't quite like it. There we go. That looks a little bit better now. Okay, I'm going to finish these clusters off. I'm quite happy, I think, that I can get everything back into the right place. I'm just going to pull everything off and adhere down there a giant cut file with a whole bunch of adhesive. Pop that back in place, and then I can kind of just start adding things back where they were. Pretty simple clusters, so I wasn't too afraid of not being able to get them in the right place. Add some adhesive foam behind that, and we'll skip 2. They're all adhered down. It's pretty basic. I'm just searching for a title now. I found this one, Happy Times, and it was nice. It was small and simple, so that's going to sit just up in amongst those flowers and on top of that wood grain, so it's kind of popping off that wood grain pattern paper in that cut file. A couple more butterflies. These are fussy cut off the 6x8 pattern papers. The butterflies on the pattern papers have been fussy cut to within an inch of their life this month, but I love them. They're beautiful butterflies, and great way to add pops of colour on the layout. So I've scattered a bunch of them around. You'll see me gluing them all down in place. I'm going to add some pops of some gold Liquitex acrylic ink. I'm just splattering that with my paintbrush around the layout. Add some pops of that, and I think after that is pretty much it for my layout. Another really kind of simple quick process for me, but yeah, if you want to check out the kit or the shop, make sure to click on the link below. But until next time, bye guys.